Attention, everyone. It's time for Below Grade Level. The game is afoot.
Hello and welcome to Below Grade Level, the show where we take the books that we read as kids and read them as adults and ruin them. I'm one of your hosts, Jonathan Eaton, and with me as always is Bekah Eaton.
Hello.
And Chris Zaleski.
Hello.
Hi. And joining us today is a returning champion. You know him from Goosebumps, The Haunted Mask, and Animorphs, The Andalites Gift, John Nagle. Hi, John.
Hi!
It's a new thing I'm going to start doing with all of our guests that are returning champions, like a Troy McClure. Like, you might remember me from.
I like it.
Thanks for coming back, John. We miss you.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be back with just being like, man, I thought this Kidlit was like amazing. Like, not that it's bad, but it's like, I thought it was just like so incredibly well written. Like, it was the deepest books I would ever read when I was like 8. And now when I read them now, I'm like, oh, I could easily read those in an hour.
Yeah. And they're so repetitive.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, it's hitting the same beats over again. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're so repetitive.
By the way, didn't we read? I think I was on with you guys when you guys did Say Cheese and Die, right?
Oh, possibly. I can look that up real quick.
And,
A
like,
lifetime ago.
So I know
But like,
that's what
I
was
just want to say, like, the Goosebumps books, like, the covers were always so incredible
Yeah.
that the stories could never live up to them.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's what I remember most about reading even as a kid.
You could have been a guest on Say Cheese and Die because I didn't keep very good notes of who our guests were on those extremely
Well,
old
I read that
episodes.
I read that when I was a kid, and I was like, oh, this did not live up to the cover.
Yeah. Some of the Goosebumps have lived up to the cover, and then some of them leave you a little wanting.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're very shit or miss.
Hey, speaking of shit or miss, or possibly just shit, John, we're reading The Hardy Boys.
Wow.
That was a
Hardy
weird
Boys, not-
transition.
Just because it hasn't been
Not
the greatest so far.
This is not the Hardy Boys with a Z.
No, which I
From,
learned
like-
was a thing when I was Googling Hardy Boys.
From Cameron, North Carolina.
What is
Matt
Hardy
and
Boys
Jeff.
with a Z?
I don't know. It looked like a podcast, but John might know more.
They're wrestlers, dude.
Ah!
Oh.
They're wrestlers.
Matt and Jeff, the Hardy Boys.
I didn't know that was wrestlers, but I
It's
remember
me.
seeing what they looked like, and it makes sense now.
It's me, dude. Come on. I basically have 4 things, and that's one of my things.
Yeah.
You've known me for like 30 years.
Oh my god. Did you read Hardy Boys as a kid?
I had a couple, but I wasn't devoted, but like I wanted to like them because I was supposed to as a boy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But every time I read one, I was just like,
Boys in
Oh.
the title.
this is boring.
We'll have our fun with it, that's for sure. And you were saying, we were talking about this a little bit before we started recording, but you were giving me a little more insight into why I have heard that the early Hardy Boys books were crazy.
Yeah, so like the early Hardy Boys book, like the first 8 or whatever, were rewritten in the 50s because the originals that came out in the 20s were so racist
Oh, Jesus.
that they had to rewrite them in the 50s.
In the progressive 50s.
Like, not even just remove a few sentences. It needed a full rewrite.
Oof.
Yeah, they rewrote the whole thing, like, and I think when I started reading them, it was a big deal because they came out with like as they were originally written.
Oh.
Racism included.
Racy, yeah. For all you
I'm
racists
like-
out there.
That's great. Well, I didn't know that at the time, but I found
Yeah.
that later. But like, Yeah, and then I had like the rewritten first couple, and then I had like one or two from the like late 80s, early 90s reboot with
Yeah.
the orange lettered cover.
Okay. I think I said last time that one of the reasons why I picked like a choice between the first several Hardy Boys books was because I had read that like the really early ones are like crazy or like fucked up or whatever. It didn't go into any detail, and I was like, oh. And then I was kind of disappointed when we started reading it and we realized that it was probably the later version because they aged the two boys up a little bit when they rewrote them. But now
Yeah.
I'm happy that we're not reading the
Yeah.
original versions. If that's what was fucked up about them,
I'm good with that.
we would have started ad-libbing real quick.
Yeah, it's
Skipping a lot of sentences.
Just not reading what's on the page.
also that there were pictures, if I recall.
Not racist pictures,
I mean,
he said hopefully.
I wonder if they were nicer to Chet. I wonder if they took the racism out and
Oh.
they were like, we need to be cruel to somebody. Let's just call Chet a big fat fatty the whole
yeah,
time.
Chet's
Yeah.
the fat one. I remember that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chet is the fat one.
Plump and ruddy is how they described him.
ruddy. Awesome.
Like a Little Caesars menu item.
Oh my god.
But there's a Little Caesars in the strip where my office is.
I thought you were gonna
It's
say in
like
Hardy Boys.
if somebody comes in, like everyone eats there, and just my office just smells like that constantly. It's great.
It sounds awesome, but until I think about it happening more than once.
Yeah.
Bekah, do you want to catch John and the listeners up on what happened last time?
Yes. So, getting into the characters first. So, we have Chet, as we mentioned, friend of the brothers. He has a car and drives them around. He has a lot of hobbies. He he seems really nice, but they're like constantly dunking on him.
Yes.
Like they are just really, really bitchy to him.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the Hardy Boys themselves, we have Frank. He has dark hair and is 18, and he is kind of the more serious one. And then Joe is blonde and impetuous, and he is the younger one, but I don't think by much. And then they have a father that we haven't met yet, but their father's name is Fenton. He is a detective, and he was supposed to meet them at a train station. And while they were at the train station, a man asked Chet for change for a 20, which does come back later.
Oh, it does. That's right.
It seemed like nothing, but it did come back up later.
It sounds like it's the actual plot.
Yeah, Fenton was supposed to be on the train from Detroit, but he wasn't on it. So they go and run some errands in Chet's car, which they named Queen, and I don't remember why.
It's just the name of the car is like Queen or Queenie or something. Yeah.
I don't know.
What's the title?
Queen.
No, I mean the
Oh,
title.
Oh, the title of the book is The Secret of the Old Mill.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that sounds
So
familiar.
Okay, and this is the point, you know, we have only read once, so I don't know what's relevant, so I highlighted everything, and I'm hoping it's relevant, so I'm just gonna read this stuff. While they're running errands, which involves Chet going to buy a microscope, a car almost hits a boy on a bike.
I forgot about that too.
The boy's name is Ken Blake, and he had a manila envelope addressed to Victor Peters. The bike was a Belgian-made bike. I don't know if that's
You
important.
wrote that down.
Yes.
That's awesome.
In case Belgians are the secret enemy
Yeah.
of the book. And we also meet an Oscar Smuff who wants to
name.
be a cop, but he's too dumb and I think failed the cop test to be a cop, so he's basically just running around like a fake cop. Like, I guess these kids are running around like fake detectives.
Do you think the police are like, God damn it, Oscar, stop. Not
Yes,
again.
100%.
Yeah.
Oscar follows some rando with a suitcase and tries to arrest him. And I don't know why that happens at all. You can't
No.
just arrest a person when you're just a person. Okay, so they go to the microscope store and buy Chet's microscope. And it turns out that one of Chet's 20s is counterfeit.
Oh
Um,
no.
So the train guy gave him a counterfeit 20. The guy still gives him the microscope because this is a tiny town back in the olden days, and they trusted him to bring the money back.
We all know, chat.
So they also take the fake bill with them, even though it should probably go to the police, but I don't know. Chet's sister, was her name Iola?
Oh, yeah.
It was not Lola.
No, Iola.
Iola. Iola. Chet's sister. She's dark-haired and vivacious, and she's Joe's favorite date.
Yowza.
Wow.
The mom is also hot. I wrote down. Just like all the women in all these books.
Yep.
They go to Chet's house because they're trying to get money to repay the microscope man. Chet's dad, Mr. Morton, is fishing, and he gives them all this fucking backstory and monologue about he sold some property in Elkton, Turner Mill, which is a grist mill on a property where they make top secret missiles.
Oh my god.
Chet wants to go work at Elkton, and
like I'm gonna
vows
have
to pay back the $20 for the
I
microscope.
feel like I'm gonna have a test later.
They go back to the microscope store and they see the counterfeit money man.
Okay, can I just ask something?
Yes, please.
They're in a tiny town,
Yeah.
and that tiny town can support a microscope store.
It was like a science store, I think. Like
don't
it
remember
had
what was in
microscopes. It was like something scientific sundries. I don't know. Like it
Okay,
had the
but-
name science in the title.
Again.
But yeah,
And like,
But they also have like a dual-purpose grist mill / missile silo.
to mention,
Yeah.
I
to
don't
mention,
understand.
to mention my legitimate favorite series, which is called Andy Hardy. Carville was a small town, and they didn't have a science sundry store or a missile silo.
See, I was just gonna say, like, look, video games didn't exist, so they had to do something with their time.
And
They're
as
like-
I said last time, the microscope I had as a child was one of my favorite toys.
Yeah, and I think, as you said last time, that you would like a microscope now as an
Yes,
adult.
and I forgot to Google microscopes after the podcast
Yep.
last time, and I will remember this time.
Did you guys?
So I want to own a microscope.
Tune in next episode to see whether or not Bekah remembered to Google microscopes.
Do you guys remember the microscopes in school that like weren't electric? You had to like get the light in the exact certain place.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Or else you wouldn't
You
be
had to
able
turn
to
like a
see.
million knobs.
Yeah,
God, it was so annoying.
Yeah.
love it. Fiddling around.
Is that all that happened?
That's all. I don't
Okay.
remember. Like they ran into him. I don't remember if he ran away or
Like,
I didn't write down anything else other than
I
our
just want them to go to a soda fountain, and I want there to be a long description about what they have
Ooh,
Yeah.
me too. Me too.
and how much
what's,
it costs.
What's the disgusting shit? Like an egg cream or something?
Ew. What? You put an egg in it?
Something with an egg.
Ah, John, you know old-timey stuff. What's she talking about?
It's like, so you take chocolate syrup, club soda,
Ugh.
milk, and an egg,
Ah.
and you mix it together, and it gets all thick and frothy.
Like a whole egg?
Yes.
See, I know I'm being a hypocrite because I've had like a flip before. Isn't that what they're called? With like liquor where you use egg whites?
Yeah.
I've had that before. That's not disgusting. But I don't know. Like chocolate syrup and club soda and an egg. Boy, they really had nothing else to do, did they?
I say this, but like I've told Dylan that like if it becomes possible to live in fictional universes, we're moving to Carville,
Mm-hmm.
where like he will run the garage and I will run the stationery store. Damn it,
Yeah.
sounds delightful to me.
But then you have to eat like egg drinks.
I don't care, man.
You know what you could do?
Oh, I was just gonna say,
Yeah.
based on a conversation me and Claire had recently,
Mm-hmm.
malt was a pretty big flavor back in those days.
It was.
And malt is a delicious flavor that
That's
they
true.
need to bring back and put in everything.
Yeah.
Because malt is good as shit.
It's really good.
and it's like
Yeah.
this antiquated flavor.
yeah.
A
but
malt
it's
is
so good.
Whoppers.
Yes, I love
Yes.
Whoppers.
Didn't
We used to call
Starbucks-
them multi-balls.
multi-balls.
I didn't know they were called Whoppers for a long time.
Oh.
I guess I never
Well,
looked at the
Whoppers
box.
is the
I
name
was
brand.
just yeah.
What was I gonna say?
Yeah, Starbucks used to have a malt drink, but
Yes.
it was before my time.
Yes.
And I probably had told this on the podcast already, but one time we were doing like a deep store clean where we actually like got up on a ladder to look up on top of the fridge that basically touched the ceiling, and there was some big old can of the malt powder.
The malt powder. That's
up
awesome.
there.
Did you do anything with it? Did you make a drink?
I don't remember. I wanted to, and I think everyone else was like, Bekah, that's disgusting, throw it away.
Ugh.
Ah.
I wish we had known each other then, because I would have been the terrible influence
Can
you
you
needed.
imagine?
We
like a
should-
chocolate malty
Yeah.
frappuccino?
I can't imagine, because we had it when I started working there. It was still around.
Bring
I
back
remember
malt, guys.
Yeah.
But the malt powder by itself smelled awful.
Interesting.
Like just
don't
the
remember.
powder, it was just like this needs to be mixed with something. Like,
Oh, yeah, all that
not
powder
good on
smelled.
its own.
When I worked at Caribou, we had straight Ghirardelli powder. Like, it was really, like...
Yeah, chocolate powder smells weird.
And it
Cocoa
smells
powder
super
smells
weird. But then you would mix it with water, and then it was fucking delicious. But yeah, just the powder itself was like, ugh.
Yeah.
It's really
Same thing with
bitter.
like Swiss Miss and like
Yeah.
off.
Well, let's see if the Hardy Boys go to a malt shop or a soda fountain this time on the Curse of the Old Mill.
Children's literature needs more mills.
It does.
I think
John, we're not really doing a lot of
Child
voices.
labor laws ruin this country.
it really did. I can't wait for us to bring it back.
We don't have any like set voices really so far, except as you would obviously imagine, we're just doing the Venture Brothers essentially. But I do think the funny part of it is that we can't remember which one's Joe and which one's Frank to assign them one of the Venture Brother voices, so we just kind of keep interchanging them.
Gotcha.
Very willy-nilly. All right. Chapter 4. The Shadowy Visitor. There he goes! Across the street! Joe said excitedly. Let's ask him about the counterfeit bill. The three boys broke into a run, dodging in and out of the crowd of afternoon shoppers. There were so many of them. The Hardys kept their eyes trained on the stocky figure of their quarry. Jesus. But their chase was halted at the corner by a red traffic light against them. Running? The street was congested with vehicles and it was impossible for the boys to get across. Okay, I guess. What luck? Joe growled impatiently. That sounds like a positive thing to say. Like, what luck?
Yeah.
But for this time it's like, what luck? It seemed to be the longest red light they had ever encountered. When it changed, the threesome streaked across the street, but it was too late. The stocky man lost to sight. The Hardys raced down the next 2 blocks, peering in every direction, but to no avail. Disappointed, Frank and Joe went back to Chet, who had stopped to catch his breath because he is ruddy and plump.
Oh,
We lost him, Joe reported tersely. No, let me do that more terse. We lost him, Joe reported tersely. Frank's eyes narrowed. I have a hunch that man who passed the bogus $20 bill to Chet knew it was counterfeit. The last-second dash for the train
Obviously.
was just a gimmick to make a fast getaway. But showing up here in Bayport a couple hours after he took the train out of town is mighty peculiar. I forgot it was called Bayport. Joe and Chet agreed. He probably got off in Bridgeport, which is next to Bayport, I guess. Frank went on. That's the nearest big town. As the boys walked back to the toward the scientific specialty store, they speculated about the source of the supply of bogus money.
It was originally called the Scientific Store, but they got real tired of everyone calling it the SS.
Jesus Christ. And this was in the 20s.
Maybe it's Bridgeport, Frank said. That could be one of the reasons he took the train there, to get a new supply or palm off more. You mean they might actually make the stuff there? Chet asked. Frank shrugged. Could be, he said. I hope no more counterfeit bills are passed in Bayport. There probably will be, Chet said ruefully, if this town is full of easy marks like me.
Aw.
Oh, Chet.
Let's keep a sharp lookout for that fake money passer from now on, Joe said, and other clues to the counterfeit ring. Who knows, Chet put in, it could turn out to be your next case. As soon as Mr. Reed had been paid, the boys drove to Bayport Police headquarters. Chet decided to take his microscope into headquarters and show it to Chief Ezra Collig.
Why? What?
The keen-eyed, robust officer was an old friend of Fenton Hardy and his sons. Many times the four had cooperated on cases. Sit down, the chief said cordially. I can see that you boys have something special on your minds. Another mystery? He leaned forward expectantly in his chair. It's possible, Chief, replied Frank as he handed over the counterfeit bill. Quickly, the Hardys explained what had happened, then voiced their suspicions of the man who had just eluded them. Have there been any other reports of people receiving fake bills? Joe asked the officer. Chief Collig nodded. Chet's not the first to be fooled, he replied. They're really putting a lot of the blame on Chet.
Chet. If only you had been more diligent, you idiot.
Yeah, it's not like you walk around with one of those pens that you mark the bills with.
Yeah.
Since the Secret Service alerted us to watch for these $20 bills, we've had nearly a dozen complaints. But we've instructed the people involved not to talk about it. Why? Chet asked curiously.
It's taboo.
That seems like it would be helpful information to
Yeah.
have.
It's part of our strategy. We hope to trap at least some of the gang by lulling them into a feeling of false security.
Wonderful.
The boys learned that Chet's description of the stocky stranger tallied with what the police had on file. Oh, he's a slippery one, the chief added. It sounds to me as if the man wears a different outfit each time he shoves a bill. Shoves?
Where?
Echoed Chet.
What?
Let's have some exposition.
Thank you.
A shover or a passer is a professional term for people who pass counterfeit money.
Let's bring
Chief
this back.
Collig explained. He rubbed the bogus bill between his fingers. This is a clever forgery, he said. Let's see what it looks like under your microscope, Chet. It took just a minute to rig and focus the microscope.
The fuck?
Then, this is how CSI was invented. Then, you mean we could use these things for crimes? Then, under Chief Collig's directions, the boys scrutinized the faults in the bill. Look at the serial number, the chief pointed out. That's the large colored group of numbers that appears on the upper right and lower left portions of the bill.
I don't think you need a microscope to see the serial number.
As the boys peered at the number, Chief Collig made some quick calculations on his desk pad. Divide the serial number by 6, he went on, and in this case, the remainder is 2. When the boys looked puzzled, the chief smiled.
And me.
On the upper left portion of the note, you'll see a small letter, one that is not followed by a number. That's the check letter, and in this case, it's B. The boys listened as Chief Collig continued to not make sense, but further explained.
Oh my god.
Find a dollar bill. I want to check this shit. Do we have any cash?
No. It's 2026. We don't have cash.
If the letter B corresponds to the remainder 2, after you have done the division, it means the bill is either genuine or careful fake. The same way with the remainder 1. The check letter would be A or
it
G.
means it's genuine or fake? That's fucking helpful.
And with the remainder 3, the check letter C or I, and so on. Oh my god, that's
Jesus.
so boring.
Christ.
Wow, some arithmetic, Chet remarked.
Wow, some arithmetic, Chet remarked.
Oh my god.
Frank looked thoughtful. In this case, the test of the divisional chest indicates the bill is genuine. Exactly, Chief Collig said. And the portrait of Jackson is good. The portrait, sometimes called lathe or scrollwork, is excellent. But Chief, said
What?
Joe, puzzled. Everything you mentioned points to the bills being the real thing. That's right. However, you will see through the microscope that the lines in the portrait are slightly grayish, and the red and blue fibers running through the banknote have been simulated with colored ink. In turn, the boys peered through the microscope, observing the points the chief had called to their attention. Chief Collig snapped off the light in Chet's microscope and pulled the bill out from under the clips that were hiding it in place. He handed the fake bill to Frank and at the same time gave him a genuine one from his wallet. Now feel the difference in the paper quality, he directed. Frank did so and could tell immediately that the forged bill was much rougher and thicker than the genuine one. Okay, then why did you need a microscope?
To show off?
Just then, the chief's telephone rang. He answered it, speaking quickly. When he hung up, Chief Colleague said, I must go out on a call, boys. Thanks for bringing us this bill, but if you come across any list like it, or clues that might help the police, let me know. In the meantime, I'll relay your description of the suspect to the Secret Service, and also turn the bill over to them. Chief Colleague arose from his desk, and the boys walked out of the building with him. On the way, Joe said, I wonder if Oscar Smuff has heard of the counterfeiting racket and is, working on it.
If you took a microscope and a counterfeit bill into a police station and handed it to a cop and asked him to look into it for you, they'd kill you. Like, that's insane.
And also, you're not going to see the chief.
Yeah.
Oh, and the chief is going to be like, oh, let me put this dollar bill under a microscope and tell you the history of how counterfeiting bills is made. What? That's crazy. That really did play like a CSI scene. Like, that should be happening in a lab, but that was
A
just
poorly lit lab.
a poorly lit, very dark lab by a goth chick. Isn't that what CSI?
That's
I can't remember.
NCIS.
Oh shit, that one. Frank looked thoughtful. In that case, the test of the divisional check indicates the bill is genuine. Exactly, Chief Colleague said. And the portrait of Jackson is... Wait. And the portrait of Jackson...
You didn't turn
You
the
already did.
page.
Did I not turn the page?
You did not turn the page.
Thank you, because I really thought I was going insane.
I wasn't even listening. I was trying to read what you wrote upside down over here.
Money
as a child?
Money as a child.
What does that mean?
That's a great question. I'll find out when I review the episode.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
I write down things that seem like they might be fun little clips
Okay.
as they're happening.
Gotcha.
Is this the right page? Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised. The chief sighed. Hang on, he sighed. I wouldn't be surprised. The chief sighed. That fellow will never give up. The boys did not mention their encounter with Smuff earlier in the afternoon, but they were fairly certain that Oscar Smuff had trailed the man because he was a stranger in town and had been carrying a suitcase. Oh, it's so... They're such bitches. The aspiring detective undoubtedly had jumped to the conclusion that the suitcase was filled with counterfeit money. When the chief had gone, Joe glanced at his watch. If we're going to meet Dad's train, we'd better get started. I forgot their dad still wasn't, like, here.
Yeah.
He's coming in on a train. Three boys climbed into the jalopy and drove off. They arrived at the station just as the 4 o'clock train was coming to a halt. A moment later, they spotted Mr. Hardy alighting from the rear car. Dad! Cried Joe and Frank, and dashed to greet him, followed by Chet, who couldn't dash. Fenton Hardy, a tall, distinguished-looking man, smiled broadly. What's his voice?
Every father voice you should
Transatlantic.
always do.
Every father. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Man.
Cary Grant.
All I could think of, though, was just like the Bing Crosby voice we do for every dad. I appreciate this special reception and a ride home too, he added, noticing Chet's jalopy in the lot. Right this way, sir. Chet grinned, bowing. What? Joe took his father's suitcase.
Did he really bow?
No.
Okay.
But the way they're just like,
Jesus has arrived.
yeah. We pulled out all the stops, Dad. Joe took his father's suitcase and everyone went to the car. As they rode along, the boys gave Mr. Hardy an account of the afternoon's exciting events. It sounded exactly the way Bekah did it earlier. The detective listened intently. I forgot he's a detective. In conclusion, Frank said, Dad, does your new case have anything to do with the counterfeit ring? Mr. Hardy did not answer for a moment, which was in itself an answer. His mind seemed to be focused on another matter. Finally, he said, No, but I'll be glad to help you boys track down any clues to these counterfeiters.
Okay, dude. First of all, these are children.
Yeah.
Yeah, are they getting like credits toward their criminal justice class or something?
No, it's just
Also,
their hobby.
like,
Busting
the danger. The danger.
Yeah, the danger.
Not good, Fenton.
It was
Not
literally like
impressed.
the same thing with Nancy Drew, where it's her dad, and he's like, Hey, Nancy, got any new mysteries? And she's like, Sure do. And then she got choked by a robot.
Yeah.
These parents were not attentive in the 20s.
They had drinking to do.
Yeah, they did. I have a feeling you'll be on the lookout for them. I have a feeling you'll be on the lookout for them. That's a less weird way of saying what I just said. We sure will, Joe said emphatically.
As they turned into the Hardy driveway, Frank said, Maybe more leads will show up around here. Fenton Hardy agreed. That's a strong possibility. They were met at the door by Aunt Gertrude, Mr. Hardy's unmarried sister. She was a tall, angular woman, somewhat peppery in manner, but extremely kind-hearted. Miss Hardy had arrived recently for one of her frequent long visits with the family. In her forthright manner, she was constantly making dire predictions about the dangers of sleuthing and the terrible fate awaiting anyone who was a detective.
I can't wait for her to talk.
Well, let me digest that information.
Yeah.
She sounds awesome, and I want to hang out with her.
Yeah.
Is she a psychic?
A peppery, forthright psychic.
Yeah.
She greeted her brother affectionately as everyone went into the living room. With a sigh, she asked, Will you be home for a while this time, Fenton, before you have to go dashing off on another case? Chuckling, Mr. Hardy replied, I'll probably be around for a while, Gertrude, especially if the boys run into any more counterfeit money. What? Laura, did you hear that? Aunt Gertrude turned to a slim, attractive woman who just entered the room.
Ooh, another hottie.
I did, Mrs. Hardy, greeted her husband, then urged the boys to explain. All the women are hotties, except for this unmarried, angular.
Yeah.
Dude, I
She
like
could be hot.
Angela.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm into it. She probably smokes clove cigarettes and listens to cocktail tunes.
Wait, who's this new woman?
The mother, Mrs. Hardy.
I just assumed they didn't have a mom. All they've been talking about is their dad. I don't know why I assumed that they didn't have a mom.
Because what do they have in common with their mom, Jonathan?
Good question.
What do women do? They're just here to cook and clean
And look good.
and look good, damn it.
After hearing of Chet's experience, both women shook their heads in dismay. Well, the sooner those counterfeiters are caught, the better, Aunt Gertrude declared firmly. That's what we figure, Auntie, Joe spoke up. We'll see what we can do, right, Frank? You bet. Chet added, grinning. With the Hardy boys on their trail, those counterfeiters won't have a chance.
Oh my god.
And Laura and I will lose sleep worrying, Aunt Gertrude prophesied.
So she's, I'm picturing, what's her face? Trelawney from Harry
Yeah.
Potter? That's who I'm picturing.
Yeah.
Frank and Joe exchanged winks. Let me clear my throat for a second. Frank and
You
Joe
should clear your
exchanged
throat
winks,
to wink.
knowing that actually she and Mrs. Hardy were proud of the boys' sleuthing accomplishments, though sometimes fearful of the many dangers they encountered. What delayed you today, Fenton? Aunt Gertrude asked her brother. Another case, I suppose? Mr. Hardy explained. There's a special matter I'm investigating, but I'm not at liberty to talk about it yet. His next remark diverted the boys' attention from the counterfeiters. Frank and Joe, will you be free tomorrow to see the surprise I have for you both? He asked. It'll be ready late in the afternoon. We sure will, his sons exclaimed together. They knew what they hoped the surprise would be, but did not dare count on it.
It's a clown. Yeah, you're the clown.
The brothers tried without success to coax a hint from their family. All I can say, Aunt Gertrude remarked, is that you're mighty lucky boys. With a deep sigh, she added, but this surprise certainly won't help my peace of mind. Oh, Auntie, said Joe, you don't really worry about us, do you? Oh, no, she exploded. Only on weekdays, Saturdays, and Sundays.
That's every day.
Before Chet left for home, he reminded Frank and Joe of his intention to apply to Electon Controls Limited for a job. Overhearing him, Mr. Hardy was immediately interested. So, you want to enter the scientific field, Chet, he said. Good for you, and lots of luck. Poor boy. The detective told the boys that the company, in addition to manufacturing controls, was engaged in secret experiments with advanced electronic controls.
So still controls.
Controls. But are they controls?
Imagine changing the dial on your TV without touching the TV itself.
Witchcraft.
Not too long ago, he concluded, I met some of Electon's officers.
Electon.
It flashed through Chet's mind that he might ask the detective to make an appointment for him, but he decided not to. He wanted to get the job without an assistance from anyone. Frank and Joe suggested that Chet come for them early the next afternoon. I have an idea, Chet exclaimed. Let's go earlier and take along a picnic lunch. We'll be right near Willow River. After I apply for the job, we can eat by the water. Then you fellows can help me collect bark and stone specimens. Microscope
Bark
study,
and
eh?
stones, say no more.
We can look at them under the microscope.
Microscope study, eh? Frank grinned. Okay, it's a deal. At supper, Gertrude complimented Riley. There'll be 2 more moons in the sky when Chet Morton settles down to a job.
What?
The others laughed and the conversation reverted once more to counterfeiting.
God, even Aunt Gertrude's dunking on
I
Chet.
know.
What is
God
this?
damn, this kid can't catch a break.
What? And you just offered them a delightful afternoon.
Yeah.
He's the one chauffeuring their dad around.
I know.
He has microscope money and ambitions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. The others laughed and the conversation reverted once more to counterfeiting.
Christ.
Mr. Hardy backed up Chief Colleague's statement that the bogus $20 bills being circulated were clever imitations. I heard that the Secret Service is finding it a hard case to crack, he added. Frank and Joe were wondering about their father's other case. What, dude? It's not his other case.
It's the same case.
He's just humoring you.
Yeah.
In the middle of the night, Joe was walking in sleep from the mountains of Jordan to the river so deep. I had to.
Oh my god.
No, you had the right crowd for it.
That's
Yeah.
a good song.
This is why they pay me the big bucks, folks.
Holy shit. If only John Walker were here.
Joe was suddenly awakened by a clattering sound. He leaped out of bed and rushed across the room to the front window. It was a dark, moonless night, and for a moment, Joe could see nothing. But then he detected a movement near the front door, and then saw a shadowy figure running down the street. Hey! Joe called out. Who are you? What do you want? At the end of the walk, the mysterious figure leaped onto a bicycle. It swerved, nearly throwing the rider, but he regained his balance and sped off into the darkness. What's going on? Joe cried out.
So you just saw someone outside? He detected movement. He saw a shadowy figure running down the walk to the street. Oh, down the walk to the street. So I guess he was like in their yard. I don't know.
Yeah.
Are you a dog? Are you Brian Griffin? Joe?
Oh my god. Chapter 5. Oh right, that chapter was called like the shadowy figure.
Oh.
I gotta remember.
I
these.
never remember chapter titles by the time it's the end of the chapter.
I know. Okay, so this one's called the bicycle clue. So if there's a clue with a
Okay.
bicycle, we'll know that's what this
Well,
fucking
we already
chapter's
know
about.
it's Belgian. We've got one clue already.
We already know it's Belgian, guys. Joe ran downstairs to the front door, flung it open, and dashed outside. He reached the end of the walk and peered in the direction the mysterious cyclist had taken. The person was not in sight. Puzzled, Joe walked back slowly to the house. Had the stranger come there by mistake? If not, what did he want? Joe wondered, apparently out loud. The rest of the Hardy family had been awakened by Joe's cries to the stranger. By the time they were clustered at the doorway, and all the lights in the house were on. "What's the matter, Joe?" Aunt Gertrude demanded. "Who are you calling to at this unearthly hour?" Joe was about to reply when he noticed a large white envelope protruding from the mailbox. "Oh, he was just a night mailman." He pulled it out and saw that his father's name was typed on the front. "This is for you, Dad." Joe handed the envelope to Mr. Hardy. "That fellow on the bike must have left it." Joe was besieged with questions, and he explained what had happened. "It's a funny way to deliver a message," Frank commented. "Very suspicious, if you ask me," Aunt Gertrude snapped. Suddenly, they all noticed that Mr. Hardy was frowning at the contents of the envelope. White powder. No, it was just a plain piece of white paper. "What does it say, Fenton?" Mrs. Hardy, who doesn't get a name, asked anxiously. He read the typed message. "Drop case or else danger for you and family." Oh, Jesus.
It's funny that it was written so clipped like that because it felt like the clues from
Chain Letter.
From Chain Letter.
Yeah, it felt like
we're saving money
telegram.
on words here.
Yeah.
Drop case or else danger for our family.
Drop case or else danger for family. I can hear our kittens are screaming in the other room.
Pardon me. There was silence for a moment, then Aunt Gertrude exclaimed, "I knew it! We can't get a decent night's sleep with 3 detectives in the family. I just know there's real trouble brewing." Although she spoke tartly, the others realized Miss Hardy was concerned, as always, for her brother's safety. "Now don't worry, Gertrude Fenton Hardy. Why do we need his last name?"
I don't know.
Said reassuringly.
Why doesn't the mom get one?
I would rather not have a name than be named Fenton. I hate having to say it.
Damn.
I have to go out of my way to not say it like I'm from Baltimore and just say
Fenton.
Fenton.
Fenton. Yeah.
Fenton.
Fenton.
The boys and I will be on guard against any danger. This note probably is the work of a harmless crank. Aunt Gertrude tossed her head as though she did not believe this for a moment. "Let's all look around for clues to the person on the bike," Frank suggested. That's so Dean.
It really is.
Flashlights were procured, and the entire family searched the grounds thoroughly on both sides of the stoop and the walk. How many times do you think that they do that?
Oh.
And their neighbors are like, there's 5 people outside with flashlights.
At like 1 a.m.
Crawling around in their own front yard.
Yeah. There you go.
Beatrice, the damn Hardys are at it again.
I told you, go back to sleep.
What do they even do over there?
As Frank and his aunt neared the end of the front walk, Miss Hardy cried out, "There's something next to that bush." Frank picked up the object. "A bicycle pedal!" he exclaimed. "Auntie, this is a terrific clue. I think we have 4 detectives in the family." His aunt forced a rather embarrassed smile. "The pedal must have fallen off the bike Joe saw," Frank said. "That's why it swerved."
Does that happen? Do pedals just fall off bikes?
It was
It was a long
olden
time ago.
days.
Yeah.
It was barely held together.
I thought stuff was supposed to be made better back then, though.
I don't know. I just don't know. Back in the house, the family gathered in the kitchen.
Maybe not in Belgian.
Yeah. Shoddy Belgian
Shoddy
craftsmanship.
Belgian. Exactly. This is one thing we know about the Belgians. Great chocolate and waffles, but absolutely shit bikes.
And also they dip their fries in mayonnaise, which, no.
Ew.
I do.
Ew,
Ew.
that's so gross. We did get really good fries in Belgium.
Yes. But we did them in ketchup like normal people.
Yeah, they had different dipping sauces, and I'm sure one of them probably was mayonnaise. Probably the first one was mayonnaise, and we were like, "Why the fuck would you ever do that?"
The original aioli.
It's true. They were too excited to go back to bed immediately, and the boys were eager to question their father. They all had cookies and lemonade.
No.
What did the case... What case did the warning refer to? Joe asked Mr. Hardy. I can't be sure, the detective replied slowly. Again, the boys wondered about Mr. Hardy's secret case and longed to know what it involved. Maybe the threat is connected with that one, Frank thought. What one?
That case?
The case that he won't tell them about because he's their children.
Case. Yeah. He's like, it was a murder-suicide.
Okay. Before the boys went to sleep, they decided to track down the pedal clue early the next morning.
Put it under the microscope.
Right after breakfast, Chet telephoned. He told Frank, who took the call, that his sister Iola and her friend Callie Shaw had offered to pack lunch if they could go along on the picnic. Swell, Frank said enthusiastically. Callie was his favorite date. That term again.
Again, like,
yeah.
Favorite date.
She's
so interesting.
She's the favorite one I like.
In the meantime, how'd you like to do some sleuthing with us? Sure, what's up? Frank quickly told Chet about the excitement of the previous night. Meet us here as soon as you can, 'cause we can't drive.
Yeah.
When Frank and Joe informed Mr. Hardy of their plan to trace the pedal, he nodded approval. I must go out of town for a short while again, he said, but first, I'd like to examine the warning note in the lab. Would love to know where this lab is.
Me too.
The boys went with him to their fully equipped laboratory over the garage.
What?
Mr. Hardy dusted the note carefully, but when he blew the powder away, there was no sign of a fingerprint. Holding the note up to the light, Mr. Hardy said, There's no watermark. Of course, this is not a full sheet of paper.
Yes.
Dead end so far, Joe frowned. If we could only locate the typewriter this message was written on.
What?
Shortly after Mr. Hardy had driven off in his sedan, Chet arrived. Where to, fellows? He asked as they set off in the Queen. Center of town. On the way, the brothers briefed Chet on their plan, which was to make inquiries at all the bicycle supply stores. So, small town, multiple bicycle supply stores.
There's so many of them. It's going to take all day.
In the first 4 they visited, Frank showed the pedal and asked if there had been any requests for a replacement that morning. All the answers were negative. Finally, at the largest supply store in Bayport, they obtained some helpful information.
Jesus Christ. This is... my head hurts from furrowing.
I would love, say you have a day where you got nothing going on, to do you to do a supercut of just you going, Jesus Christ. Or all of us doing
all
Jesus
of us.
Christ.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.
And then end it with the track from Jesus Christ Superstar.
Oh, yeah.
This particular pedal comes from a bike made in Belgium. Some paper said. There isn't a store in town that carries parts for it. The boys were disappointed as Frank put the pedal back in his pocket. Okay. Now, granted, my legs are just decoration. But from what I've seen, bike pedals are usually pretty big. And it would be, how can you fit one in your...
Put in your pocket? Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Okay, thank you.
It must be wide pants.
Is it?
Or like overalls or something.
Like big
He's wearing
trousers.
Jinkos.
I mean, smaller than a smartphone.
That's true.
No, but they're chonky.
They're chonky, but I'm thinking if it like slid off and it literally is just the part that your foot goes on, you could probably slip that into a pocket if you had nothing else in your pockets.
But I don't know what bikes look like back in the day.
I'm
It could
assuming it's just
be
like a big piece
one
of
little slab.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like ours growing up were like big chunky pieces of plastic.
Yeah.
With like little grips on it and stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Maybe it was an efficient Belgian pedal.
Yeah.
So it's really small.
Small and sleek.
With a waffle pattern.
Shut up.
The boys were disappointed. As Frank put the pedal back in his pocket, he asked the proprietor where parts for the Belgian bicycle could be purchased. Might be worth a while to check over in Bridgeport. I think you'll find Trailers handles them. It's not coincidence, Frank remarked, when the boys were back in the car. We've come across 2 Belgian bikes in 2 days.
Do you think they might be the same one? Frank.
When they reached the trailer store in Bridgeport, the young detectives learned that they had just missed a customer who had purchased a pedal for a Belgian bike. Who was he? Frank inquired. I don't know. What did he look like? Joe asked. The proprietor's brow wrinkled. Sorry, I was too busy to pay much attention, so I can't tell you much. As far as I can remember, he was a tall boy, maybe about 14. The 3 friends knew this vague description was almost useless. There probably were hundreds of boys living in the surrounding area who fitted that description.
Well, except the only boy that they've met that had a Belgian bike was 14.
Who almost got
And
hit
I
by
wrote
a
it
car.
down.
How do you not remember that? We remember it. Aren't you guys detectives? Look for clues.
As the boys reached the street, Joe said determinedly, "We're not giving up."
Okay.
Hey, Chet reminded his friend, it's almost time to pick up the girls. Within an hour, the 5 young people were turning off the highway onto a side road paralleling Electon's east fence. A little farther on, Chet made a right turn. God, this paragraph.
Yeah.
And followed the dirt road to the rear entrance of the plant. Any luck sleuthing? Pretty, brown-eyed Callie Shaw asked the Hardys. What makes you think we were sleuthing?
I also...
So,
sorry.
Chet's the chauffeur and the fifth wheel.
Yep.
Also, but he actually is friends with girls, so, like, doesn't that make him better?
Well, Iola is his sister,
Yeah.
and then Callie's
And
the
Callie's
sister's
first
I know,
friend.
but he still seems like
He's
more
still near girls.
And,
at
like-
ease with them than he, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just his relationship with the Hardy Boys is just like, how's it going, Chet? I'm gonna date your sister.
He's Alan.
Now drive us to our picnic.
Yeah.
I'm gonna date your sister and her friend. You can't even have that
Yeah,
one.
I'm gonna date your sister. My brother's gonna date her friend. Fuck you, Chet. You get nobody except
Make sure
a
there's
microscope.
gas in the tank.
And make sure your sister packs a picnic lunch. No egg salad.
Oh my god. Electon. I keep thinking it's Elkton.
Elected.
I realized
Electon.
I thought it was funny last time
Yeah.
that it sounded like Elkton, so I wrote down Elkton, and then
Oh.
I was like, it's not Elkton,
not
it's
Elkton,
Electon.
it's
So I
Electon.
just went and changed it
That's
all.
right. I
It's not
forgot
that
you
funny.
said I forgot you said Elkton earlier. Oh, God.
Yeah,
This
I
this
just
is-
confused myself because I guess drunk me last time thought Elkton was funny.
Or it's just it's one letter off. It's so easy. What makes you think we were sleuthing? Oh, I can tell. Callie said, her eyes twinkling. You two always have that detective gleam in your eyes when you're mixed up in a mystery.
That's from the whiskey.
It's from the boy whiskey.
All detectives drink whiskey.
They certainly have, Iola agreed, laughing.
Why is that her voice? She sounds like a clown.
I like how you've made her Mozart in Amadeus.
Holy shit. Yep. When they reached a grove bordering Willow River, which was to their left, write that down, Chet pulled over. I'll park here. The girls had to... you don't have to write that down.
I'm not.
Okay. The girls had decided they would like to see the changes which had been made in the old mill. There was, by the way, nothing to do. As the group approached Electon's gatehouse, they were amazed at the transformation. No longer did the mill look shabby and neglected. The 3-story structure had been completely repainted, and the weeds and overgrowth of years cleared away. The grounds and shrubbery of the whole area were neatly trimmed. Look, said Frank. There's the mill wheel. Everything they say fits perfectly in the Venture Brothers' voices. As the Hardys and their friends watched the huge wheel turning, they felt for a moment that they were living in olden days.
Even more olden days.
Even older days than this
Oldener
shit.
days.
Oh, it's like the 1800s. Wow. Water, which poured from a pond over a high stone dam on the south side and through an elevated mill race, caused the wheel to revolve. Yes, we all know how mills work. Oh, Kelly exclaimed, admiring as she spotted a little bridge over the stream for the falls. It looks just like a painting. About 300 yards from the north side of the mill was the closed rear gate to Electon's ultra-modern plant. Some contrast between the old and the new, Joe remarked as they left the dirt road and walked up the front path to the gatehouse. Suddenly the door opened and a dark-haired, muscular man in uniform came out to meet them. "What can I do for you?" he asked. "I'm the gate guard here." "I'd like to apply for a summer job at Elkton," Chet told him. Jesus
Don't
Christ.
call it that.
Elkton, I didn't do it on purpose.
Have you an appointment?
Have you an appointment?
That works perfectly in the voice you just said.
Have you an appointment? He said with holding tea and his pinky out.
Oh my god. No, replied Chet. I guess I should have phoned first. The guard agreed. You would have saved yourself time and trouble, he said. I'm sure there aren't any openings, especially for temporary help. Well, couldn't I go in and leave an application with the personnel manager? Chet asked. The guard shrugged. Tell you what, I'll phone the personnel office instead, he offered, and went back into the mill. While they waited, the five looked around. At the south side of the mill grounds, a slender graying man who wore overalls was clipping low hedges. Look, Callie, said Iola, pointing toward a spot near the hedges. Isn't that quaint? An old flower barrel with ivy growing out of it. Charming, Callie smiled. Jesus Christ, this book's boring. The girls and boys started over to the mill for a closer inspection. At that same moment, the guard came to the door. Just as I told you, he called out to Chet. No opening, sorry. Too bad, Chet,
Yeah.
Joe said sympathetically. Well, at least you can keep on relaxing.
Oh my god. So mean.
Despite his disappointment, Chet grinned. Right now I'm starved. Let's go down to the river and have our picnic. He thanked the guard, and the young people started to walk away. Suddenly, Frank stopped and looked back at the mill. Propped against the south wall was a bicycle. Quickly, he ran over to examine it. This looks like a Belgian model, Frank thought. Sure is, he told himself. This...
What?
Responding to himself.
Yeah.
Sure is, Frank. Good one. You really spotted
Good one,
it, Frank. The same type Ken Blake has. High five, Frank,
Oh my god.
thought Frank. On impulse, Frank pulled the pedal from his pocket and compared it to those on the bike. They matched exactly. Frank noticed that one of the pedals looked much less worn than the other, as if it had been replaced recently,
Gasp.
he reflected, wondering excitedly if someone had used his bicycle to deliver the warning note.
You fucking think?
And could this bike be Ken's? The young detective asked himself. He inspected the front wheel spokes. None was twisted, but several had slight dents. They could have been straightened out easily, Frank reasoned, and the paint scratches on the fender touched up. He felt his heart beat faster as he waved his companions to join him. When Frank pointed out the clues to his brother, Joe agreed immediately. It could be the bicycle which was used to deliver the message. Joe was interrupted by a strange voice behind them. Pardon me, but why are you so interested in that bike?
That is strange.
Frank quickly slipped the pedal into his pocket as the group swung around to face the speaker. He was the man who had been clipping the hedges.
Oh, that does sound like what he would sound like.
Because just yesterday we met a boy, Ken Blake, who was riding a bike of the same model. We don't often see this Belgian make around. For a moment, the man looked surprised, then smiled. Of course! Ken works here. Does odd jobs for us around the mill. You must be the boys he met yesterday when he was delivering some copy to the printer. Yes,
He
Frank
does a lot
replied.
for a guy clipping the hedges.
When we asked Ken about his job, he was very secretive. Well, the maintenance man said, he has to be. This plant is doing top secret work. All of us have been impressed with the necessity of not talking about Electon at all.
And here you are yapping.
I know, right?
Is Ken around? Joe asked nonchalantly. We'd like to say hello. I'm afraid not, was the reply. We sent him by bus this afternoon to do an errand. He won't be back until later. The man excused himself and resumed his clipping.
Oh man, my favorite new character.
We better eat. My poor Iola giggled. My poor brother is suffering because he's fat.
Oh, Iola.
I sure am. Chet rolled his eyes. Laughing, the picnickers started away. Joe, who was in the rear, hey-o, happened to glance up at the front of the mill. He was startled to catch a glimpse of a face at one of the second-story windows. He
Why?
stopped his tracks. Ken Blake,
Oh no.
Joe said to himself. As the young sleuth stared, mystified, the face disappeared from the window.
It says Ken Blake I.
I know.
Ken Blake
What
the
does
First.
that mean?
That's what threw me off.
What?
Yeah, that's.
I don't like that at all.
I don't understand that. John, you can go ahead and read this page too, since that one was so short.
Chapter 6. A mysterious tunnel.
Ooh.
Love a tunnel.
Yeah,
It's always good to have a tunnel.
yeah.
Puzzled, Joe continued looking up at the window of the old mill. What's the matter? Iola asked. Did you see a ghost? In a low whisper, Joe explained that the basement just disappeared. I'm sure it was Ken Blake I saw in the window. The others followed his gaze. No one's there now, Iola said. Of course, all the glass in the window is cold, old and wavy. The sunlight on them could cause an illusion. Chet agreed. How could Ken be here if he was sent on an errand? Joe stood for a minute, deep in thought. I can't figure it out, but I'm sure it was no illusion. Come on, Frank, let's go check. While the others walked down the hill, the Hardy strode up to the maintenance man, who was still trimming hedges. Are you sure Ken went into town? Just now I thought I saw him looking out on the second floor window. You couldn't have. You must have been dreaming. The man gave a trivial laugh.
He's twins, like in The Prestige.
Oh shit! I also
Joe-
like that this guy's explanation is, you must have been dreaming. Did you take a nap since the last time I saw you, which was 30 seconds ago? Joe
was still not convinced. Impulsively asked, Does Ken ever run any errands for you at night? No, the man answered readily. He leaves his bike here and walks home when we close at 5:30.
Wait, why?
Does anyone else have access to the bike after that?
What?
Wearied. It's kept in an open storage area at the rear of the mill and could be taken from there easily.
Are you writing all this down?
No. This is nothing. There's a bike. Like, there's nothing
There's
to
a
write
bike.
down other than there is a bike.
There's a bike. It is from Belgium.
There's a bike, and I guess they didn't have bike chains back then.
Yeah, I
And
guess
there's-
not.
And there are 4 bike stores in this small town.
At least 4.
They're so lousy with bikes, they don't need to chain up any of them.
Yeah.
Or take them home.
Yeah. What? That's crazy. Although obviously curious, the man did not ask the Hardys the reason for their questions. He looked at his watch. Excuse me, boys. I'm late for lunch. So glad I got to do anything of what he said.
The bikes in this town are like take a penny, leave a penny.
Yeah. Yeah, take a bike, leave a bike. He turned and hurried into the mill. As the brothers hastened to catch up with Chet and the girls, Frank said, Another thing which makes me wonder if that bicycle is connected with the warning is the description of the boy who bought the pedal. He could be Ken Blake. I agree, said Joe. I sure like to question Ken. We'll come back another time, Frank proposed. The group picked up the picnic hamper from the Queen and strolled down a narrow path through the woods leading to Willow River. Here's a good spot, Callie pointed to a shaded level area along the bank. We haven't been in this section before. We've been everywhere else. Soon, everyone was enjoying the delicious lunch the girls had prepared. What do you think it was? What do you think it was? These guys can read it. You can't.
Oh. So you're asking only me?
I guess so, because they've already read.
Watercress sandwiches.
Watercress. What is it?
I don't know.
What's a
That's what Samantha used to eat in American Girl. My American Girl doll
Oh, yeah, you're right. I
stories.
remember
Watercress
that.
sandwiches and petit fours.
What is watercress?
I think it's just like lettuce.
Ew.
It sounds disgusting.
Ew, just a lettuce sandwich?
Yeah, like
Oh.
little stupid tea sandwiches.
Oh. Yeah.
And I've heard of an egg cress sandwich, which just seems like it's egg salad.
Ugh.
What is like a cucumber sandwich? Like whenever you hear about like little cucumber sandwiches?
Yeah.
What is that?
It's exactly what it sounds like.
Bread and cucumber?
It probably has like
divorce.
mayonnaise or I don't know, some kind of
Horseradish.
something slathered on it.
But bread and cucumber?
Yeah,
That sounds bad to me.
yeah. It is bad.
Have you had one?
I went to a tea thing in Fells Point 100 years ago, and there were those weird little sandwiches. And I don't know if I had it or if I can just picture it, but yeah,
Okay.
it seems bad.
It doesn't sound. Every time I ever hear cucumber sandwich, I'm like, ew, that sounds gross.
Yeah.
And
Sounds like every British sandwich I've ever heard of, which is
Yeah.
like, that sounds terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some things don't need bread involved.
Yeah. Well,
Cucumbers are
tell
too
that
wet.
to England. Okay. The lunch that the girls had prepared was chicken sandwiches. You were close. Sandwiches. Potato salad, chocolate cake, and lemonade. That is a lot of stuff. While they were eating, the girls were the targets of good-natured kidding. Fun. Boy, Joe exclaimed as he finished his piece of cake. This is almost as good as my mother and Aunt Gertrude make. That's a compliment, Chet said emphatically. Callie's eyes twinkled. I know it is. Joe's mother and aunt are the best cooks ever. None of this sounds like it's kidding. It's just complimenting. Iola sniffed. I don't know about this compliment stuff. There's something on your mind, Joe Hardy.
Why does she sound like that? And
It's just
Callie
what-
sounds super sexy. I don't understand.
Because they've explained to us that Callie is super sexy.
But
She's
Iola
French
has
named-
dark hair and is vivacious.
Yeah,
She's-
doesn't that sound vivacious to you?
She's,
No.
she's got vivacious means she's got a nice personality, Bekah, and you know what that means. This is in 20s,
Fuck.
okay?
That's just what she sounds like.
Okay.
Joe grinned. How are you on apple pie and cream puffs? And oh, stop it! Iola commanded. Otherwise, you won't get a second piece of cake.
Oh my god, you guys are ripping on Chet for being fat?
Oh my god.
I give up. Joe handed over his paper plate. I don't even understand what that conversation was.
It was, you know what it was? Good-natured kidding.
It's just, yeah.
Art.
Joshing around. After lunch, everyone but Chet was ready to relax in the sun. Normally, he was the first one to suggest a period of rest, even a nap, but now his new project was uppermost in his mind. Let's start to collect the specimens for my microscope, he urged his friends. The Hardys groaned good-naturedly at Chet's enthusiasm, but readily agreed. We'll need some exercise to work off that meal, Frank grinned. The girls packed the food wrappings in the hamper. Then, single file, the group walked downstream, paying careful attention to the rocks and vegetation. Chet picked up several rocks and leaves, but discarded them as being too common. Are you looking for something from the Stone Age? Joe quipped. Maybe a prehistoric fossil? Can you look at a rock under a microscope?
I don't know.
what
I
the
mean,
fuck?
I guess if it's big enough. If there's
Also,
enough.
why are you just ripping on this guy?
I know.
Because they're bitches,
He likes
John.
hobbies. Wouldn't you be surprised if I found one? Chet retorted. They followed a bend in the river and came to a small cove with a rocky, shelving beach. Here the willow trees did not grow so thickly. The shoreline curved gently around to the right before it came to a halt in a sandy strip along the riverbank. "What a nice spot," said Callie. "We'll have to come here again and wear our swimsuits."
Yeah.
Look,
Hell yeah.
Iola cried. "What's that?" She pointed to a dark opening beneath a rocky ledge which bordered the beach. "A cave!" exclaimed Joe and Frank together.
Mysterious tunnel. I just remembered.
Oh, what was it
That's
about
the name of
tunnel?
the chapter. Like a mysterious tunnel.
Yeah.
Ah.
Intrigued, the five hurried along the beach for a closer look. Eagerly, the Hardys and Chet peered inside the entrance. The interior was damp and the cave's walls were covered with green growth. "This will be a perfect spot to look for specimens," Chet said. "Let's go in."
God, Chet.
The boys entered the cave. The girls, however, decided to stay outside. "Too spooky and crowded," Callie declared. "Iola and I will sun ourselves while you boys explore." The Hardys and Chet could just about stand up in the low-ceilinged cave. Frank turned on his pocket flashlight and pointed to an unusual yellow-green fungus on the right side of the cave. "Here's a good sample of lichens, Chet." Soon, the boys were busy scraping various lichens off the rock. Gradually, they moved deeper into the cave. Frank halted in front of a pile of rocks at the rear. "There ought to be some interesting specimens behind these stones," he said. "They look loose enough to move." Together, the three boys rolled some of the rocks to one side. To their great surprise, which I don't know why, of the stones that concealed another dark hole. "Hey, this looks like a tunnel!" Excitedly, Joe poked his flashlight into the opening, but without actually looking. He was just reaching his arm in.
Yeah, he's poked it in there.
In its beam,
Tickle,
they could
tickle.
see... In its beam, they could see that the hole appeared to extend into the side of the bank. "Let's see where the tunnel goes," Joe
Are you
urged.
spelunking now? Jesus.
Great idea in an era of like no cell phones
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
"Okay," Frank agreed eagerly. "We'll have to move more of these rocks before we can climb through. I wonder who put them here and why." Rapidly, the boys pushed rocks aside until the narrow tunnel entrance was completely exposed. Joe crawled in first, then Frank. Chet
Oh.
tried to
Fuck
squeeze his
that.
bulky form through
Chet.
the space, but
Chet.
quickly backed out. "It's too tight for me," he groaned. "I'll stay here and collect more specimens. Anyhow, I'll bet some animal made the tunnel and it doesn't lead anywhere."
That was
Good, at least Chet's gonna live.
well, and like that would totally be the excuse of like I'm not fucking doing that. Be like, oh,
Yeah.
it don't fit.
Oops, I don't fit.
Oh, sorry guys, I'm too portly. I'm not gonna go into the death tunnel, idiots. I've seen the descent. I'm not fucking around in caves.
"I'm sure no animal did this," Joe called back, aiming his flashlight at the earthen walls of the tunnel.
look how hard packed the sides are, as if dug out by a shovel. Frank was of the same opinion. He pointed to the rough-hewn wooden stakes placed at intervals along the sides across the ceiling. "I wonder who put those supports here, and when?" The Hardys crawled ahead carefully. There was just enough room in the passageway for a normal-sized person, i.e. not a fat ass like Chad, to get through. Presently, Joe called back to his brother, "Look ahead! I can see a sharp bend to the right. Let's keep going."
Oh, no.
Fucking nightmare.
Frank was
No.
about to reply when the brothers were startled by a girl's scream from outside. "That's Callie!" Frank exclaimed. "Something's wrong!"
John, why don't you read this page also, since that one was short, and please, you can draw the chapter title out as long as you want.
Chapter 7. Bound and Gags.
Yeah.
Dun dun dun! Thunderstorm, like when the count would come out on Sesame Street. The Hardy boys were astonished by this information. Their father... Wait,
Wait, what?
Wait, what?
what?
I'm sorry, what?
I think you went ahead.
Oh, wait. No. That's
What?
Kelly. Something's wrong.
Maybe a
Chapter
flash
5,
forward?
6, 7. Yeah, it's chapter 7. Yeah. I don't know what's
Okay.
going on. So I'm sorry. I wish I did.
Okay,
I'm so
pineapple.
confused.
The Hardy Boys were astonished by this information because they'd taken too many Swanton bombs. Their father, tapping a pencil quickly on the desk, leaned forward in his chair. "You may have stumbled on some information of great value," he said to them quietly. "I need hardly tell you that it's best to keep it to yourself. If Ganny Snackly is operating in this vicinity, it will be a great feather in our cap to catch him." "It's an unusual name," remarked Frank.
What is
"But
happening?
that's funny."
Is this book fucked up? Did they smash another book into this book?
I don't know.
Am I having a stroke?
Yeah, I don't think it's the right.
Oh my god,
chapter
it's
7.
not. Wasn't one of the other books about a smuggler? Because this is something about.
They're all about
They're all about
smugglers,
smugglers.
except for this one. The
Says something
smuggler's
about
the Pirate's Cove.
smuggler. What the fuck?
Is there another chapter 7 after this chapter 7?
Let's find out. This is a Kindle book that I bought.
This is chapter 8.
What?
Wait,
What
what?
the fuck is
What the
what?
fuck is going on? What is happening?
No!
I think
what-
it's switched to another book.
Oh my god, I think you're right.
What if
But-
they were like, the rest of this book is way too racist, so let's chop. But the beginning of the next book was way too racist, so let's just cut all that out and smash them together.
Insane.
What the fuck? Okay. All right, well,
you can email the Kindle people.
yeah, I'm gonna have to take this up with Jeff Bezos. Well, we were gonna read another chapter, but I guess we're gonna call it here, and I'll investigate the mystery of the missing chapter 7.
Can I just ask?
Yeah.
Boy, howdy!
Okay, there's so many things in this book, but the one thing I just want to say, lemonade does not go with everything.
No.
In Bayport, it does.
I thought the same thing.
I thought the same
Lemonade
thing.
and cookies sounds awful.
First of all, lemonade and cookies, and I was like, "What kind of cookies?" Because my immediate thought was chocolate chip. That
Same.
cannot
Yep.
be it. It has to be like sugar cookies.
Yeah.
It has to be like really boring cookies.
Or
This
like
book was
molasses.
paid for by Country Time.
But then their picnic was, what was it, like potato salad, chocolate cake, and lemonade,
And
Yeah.
chicken sandwiches. It sounds good until you get to
Until
the
you get to the lemonade.
lemonade. I'm like, it's 1928 or whatever that Coca-Cola exists, and it has Coke in it.
They had the good Coca-Cola.
The only thing that goes with lemonade is like a peppermint stick. Like, I can't think of any like food that I would be great with lemonade.
All I could think of is lemon flavored stuff, and even still, that's weird.
Actually, chicken sandwiches are good with
I
lemonade.
mean, yeah,
Is it?
savory stuff.
Well, that's fine, but I'm talking about with the chocolate cake though,
And the cookies.
and the cookies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although this morning I was drinking that ginger tea that you got me and eating the little mini chocolate chip muffins, and I
Yeah.
was like, this might be gross. But actually, ginger and chocolate's really good together.
Oh, interesting.
So that was surprisingly nice.
You know what cookies I think would be good with lemonade? Those little, like the little round cookies that have like a little bloop of like jam in the middle.
Oh, yeah.
That
Oh yeah,
that would be good with lemonade.
Yeah. It's got like raspberry jam.
Yeah, I think
Or
it's
the
a British thing.
lemon flavored sandwich cookies.
Oh yeah.
Just lemon on lemon.
Yep.
Just double up your lemon. That sounds great. I was even thinking like what you just said, like eating other lemon stuff, and I was like, oh, like lemon squares. I could eat a lemon square and have some lemonade. Is that too much lemon?
That seems like
It
too much.
sounds like too much, but I bet it's good.
What were those lemon cookies that were like dusty? It was like white dust,
Oh yeah,
and
They're-
they were lemon, and I loved them.
it's like the consistency of a snickerdoodle.
No,
Tri-
they were
Like
Like
hard.
the ones at
Oh,
In a like,
Pepperidge Farm.
yeah, they were like in a box.
oh, I don't know.
I'll have to Google dusty lemon cookies.
So,
'cause I
okay.
don't know how else to phrase that.
I'm gonna solve the mystery of the missing chapter. Becca's gonna solve the mystery of the lemon cookies, and you're also gonna Google microscopes.
Yes.
Chris, what are you gonna solve? What
The
mystery?
mystery of what I'm gonna have for dinner.
Ooh, that's good. John, what are you gonna solve?
The mystery of how to unlock everyone in WWE 2K26 without going insane.
Yeah, guys, we got our work cut out for us.
It's and I just
I'm sorry.
I've already given you my money.
Yeah.
Okay, I've given you $150 of my money, and I'm not paying an extra $150 just out of spite. That's
Yeah.
what I'm gonna solve.
Sorry. Well, John, thank you for coming.
Microtransactions are microaggressions.
Yes.
That's very true. Thank you for reading Hardy Boys with us. What did you think?
Thank
Did you have
for
fun?
having me. And to check out the other Hardy Boys,
Yes.
might I suggest
Yeah.
the Table, Sliders, and Chairs match from Royal Rumble 2000 between...
Oh, you're talking about the wrestling Hardy Boys. I got my pen
Hardy
out like
Boys
I was going to
with
actually
Z.
write something down.
Yes. Well, you should watch it anyway because it's a masterpiece. The Dudley Boys, the Hardy Boys, and Edge and Christian Royal Rumble 2000. Chris knows what I'm talking about.
I remember watching it.
Yeah,
God.
it's pretty great.
They were called lemon coolers.
Lemon coolers.
Ah, yes. I
Okay,
remember those.
1 mystery solved, 3 to go. Chris's will be solved pretty soon, I bet.
I gotta look at where I plan on ordering from.
Yeah.
I got
I
Nando's.
bet it'll be mozzarella sticks involved.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Mm-hmm. We ate before this, so I'm good.
I considered getting some from the grocery store, some mozzarella sticks, but they're never as good.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
gonna
when I-
Instacart some lemon coolers.
Just put them in the grocery list.
$4.
I'll get them this week.
Fuck, I love those things.
John, now I'm excited to eat these cookies. John, is there anything you'd like to plug for people listening?
Check out my TikTok, John Nagle 1985. If you're like, what's it like to be with, what does John talk about? I talk about all the John things.
Mm-hmm.
Wrestling, old Hollywood, those two things.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and hair bands.
Hair metal, yeah.
And also, my therapist said to me last week, John, do you realize you end pretty much all of our sessions with just by you saying, I just want Poison to stop fighting. and I'm like, because I do. I just want them to stop fighting.
Yeah. It's good to be honest with your therapist.
Yeah.
Chris, what would you like to plug?
If you're a fan of the hijinks that we get up to on this program below grade level, then might I invite you on an improvisational comedic adventure that we call The Sketchy Show, wherever you get your podcast, a Cactus Rodeo production.
Woo!
Yay! You can follow
Nailed.
Below Grade Level on Instagram and TikTok, and you can follow Cactus Rodeo, where Below Grade Level is published along with our other shows and fun stuff. You can follow Cactus Rodeo on YouTube and Facebook. That's it for this time, a little preemptively. Join us next time when we hopefully keep reading The Curse of the Old Mill. Thanks for listening. We love you. Bye.
Bye.
Below Grade Level is a Cactus Rodeo production. You can subscribe to and follow Below Grade Level on TikTok, Instagram, Spotify, Apple, and wherever you find podcasts. Contact us at podcast@cactusrodeo.com and discover more of what Cactus Rodeo has to offer on Facebook and YouTube.